Starting off on Blacklist side, All or Nothing, who won that knife round, will get the start over on Global Risk. Certainly the favored of the two sides here on this game. So right away they're trying to send Tooney up onto this little ledge here that peeks out over A long, and he will be rocking with that AoN as well, seeing what work he can do with that. Not really finding much of anything though. So they back off, and typically a lot of times on the BL side on this map, and many of the maps really, but especially this one, I think you just see really these pick plays, these pick setups, just kind of default setups that a lot of these teams go for, and just see if any of the GRs get maybe a little bit too aggressive off the start, and then eventually later in the round maybe go for more of a set play. Would you say you see that mostly with many of the teams here?
Definitely. A lot of teams, especially on...
As we see now, they are working towards those B tunnels right now, and Dom was able to get 2 with his M4 to start things off, so they're just heading straight into this B site. They've already taken that site and pushed them off of it, pushed All or Nothing back, and Truth was able to get 1, as now Exotech inside of the tunnels will be able to catch Truth off guard here. Babylon is in there, and Exotech takes care of him as well with that M4. Logic to finish off the round onto Kira. Good job from Dom to get those opening picks inside of tunnels, opened up that B site, able to get the bomb down and grab the first round of our match here.
Definitely All or Nothing doing a great job on that post plan, especially getting those exit frags. Exotech just got 2 there in that lower tunnels area. And I think All or Nothing isn't ready for this. I mean, they didn't seem to have a very solid setup going to that round.
Yeah, and just kind of got rocked by Dom as he bullied his way through tunnels, really. And as you see, Truth was, and we were talking about this too, really one of the only guys that does it, also known as Wisdom for those of you that know him by that name, is he uses the AUG, and I believe that's who you were talking about beforehand, right? That uses just primarily the AUG only?
Yeah, they actually have 2 players who like to bring up the AUG. Truth and Aztec both use it quite frequently. Aztec actually uses it quite a lot more generally, but Truth making the decision to use it here as well, so we'll see how it works for him. But so far he's got 1 entry with it, but we've seen a lot of work here from Triforce 5 on these early picks.
As right now we're looking at a 4-on-4 situation in this round, as Babylon was able to pick up onto 1, getting yet another one onto Logic as well. So he's made his presence felt here so far in this game, sitting at 3-1 over the course of this round and a half we've gotten through so far. That'll make it 3-on-4 as well for them. And the bomb is trying to work its way into this B site, though. Exotech couldn't find that pick onto Flacco and trying to get themselves into this site, but there's just too much presence from All or Nothing over there on that bomb site, so they have to back themselves up through the B tunnels, and Tooney still searching for maybe something with this AoN pick, but really can't find much of anything. Truth getting aggressive onto them all the way back into spawn, and they may soon be having the rest of All or Nothing close in onto them, but luckily Dom was able to find that frag, and Tooney is going to switch on over to that AUG that Truth was carrying. They push themselves straight up long here. Only 25 seconds left on this round. Kira working his way to the top of the bomb site to try and contest with them. Great shot from Tooney. From down below, though, Babylon getting the collateral with the AoN to finish off that round there, line them up and mow them down, he's saying, and that will get them right back onto the board there, making it 1-1.
Yeah, Babylon just doing a great job so far. 5 frags in 2 rounds. Just doing tons of entry work for All or Nothing so far.
So that does tie things up here 1-1, as I said, and see, he's certainly been doing very, very good stuff with his AoN in this game, and see if he can keep that continued. And All or Nothing hasn't really done, the rest of the team really hasn't seemed to have done too much so far in this game. Flacco and Truth both picked up 1. Just as I say that, Flacco gets yet another one, taking out Dom, and they have 2 pretty aggressive players here into these B tunnels right now. Babylon had the opportunity to get Logic, who was in there as well, but just couldn't quite finish off the shot. So looking at 5-on-4 for the time being in favor of them. And do you want to see Tooney work somewhere else other than mid with this AWP here? I mean, it's all smoked up. I think maybe his time could be spent somewhere else, searching out some of these opening picks.
Definitely like to see him go over to that B long. I know that All or Nothing has smoked it out, but they have tons of players every round so far just playing in that tunnels area, and I think if they do some sort of pick set towards that, they might actually be able to get an early advantage.
As he is still lurking around in mid here. Hasn't really been able to find anything, and they only have a minute left here. Still a solid amount of time to work with, but do need to start thinking about where they want to go with this soon, and I'm expecting an A hit here as Exotech has that bomb sitting up inside of the connector. Flash is going out onto the site. Flacco will be sitting up on top of the site, gets an excellent shot onto Exotech, though. Logic will exchange out with that, and getting aggressive into mid is Spires, taking down Truth, but then will get traded out by Aztec as well. So it's going to be 1-on-3. Tooney taking down Kira now into a 1-on-2, but Aztec will find that final shot with that AUG and able to pick up the round there for all or nothing, making it 2-1.
Yeah, definitely a great positioning there on that A side hold. And I think that just gave them a very good advantage there to grab that round. And they're just playing this very safely, too, on the side of all or nothing, smoking off all of the entry points for mid, A, and B, making it really hard for Triforce 5 to have any sort of early push advantage.
Tooney has been kind of quiet with his op so far, but just as I say it, he was able to take down Babylon, who's really been effective so far for all or nothing. So a good time to get that pick for him, get his presence known in this game here, and that may open things up just a bit for them over at this B site, though. The tunnels are smoked off right now, and there were a couple up inside of that connector there, as you can see, the A side, but they're going to bring themselves down and try and work something on this A site. Dom and Logic both able to get one. Those Spires was taken out in crossing over in the mid there, but now the bomb does get down on that B site, and it's all up to Flacco here, who's sitting at second to top. Frag for all or nothing. He's going to be peeking out onto Exotic, but just couldn't quite find that one, and striking right back. We've had a lot of back and forth rounds here, but we are sitting at 2-2.
Definitely expecting just a back and forth game between these two teams. They're very, very evenly matched. I think it's just going to come down to who's getting those early round entry frags, and as we saw, Dom taking down Babylon early in the round gave them a huge advantage, as Babylon's been getting pick after pick for all or nothing.
Getting trades back and forth here. Flacco started off the round by getting down Exotech, but a couple come right back for Triforce 5 in this one here, as they are leaning towards this A site. They have the bomb heading that direction in the hands of Logic. Kira is going to be on top of the bomb site. Logic ready for it, though. Lands an excellent shot with just a little bit of his head showing. Now that will give them total control of this site, and it's going to be all left up to Truth, as he has his AUG in hand, and Spires will deny him completely. So that'll be another round going back over to Triforce 5. 3-2 is your score.
Yeah, and having the lead on this blacklist side of port has got to be a little bit demoralizing for the side of all or nothing. Most teams go into Global Risk expecting maybe to trade a few rounds, but generally come out on top in that situation. But it's just Triforce 5 playing a very solid blacklist right now.
Certainly are, and see if they can keep that momentum going. They just had a very solid round there, and Dom starts it off by taking down Babylon as well, who is the top fragger for all or nothing in this game, and he gets a second one, eventually to be taken out by Kira, but doing work in mid is him, now making it a 4-on-3 in favor of Triforce 5. And Tooney is still trying to maybe find some picks with that Oppo. Nobody's going to be in the direction that he's looking. He wants to bring himself back over towards this B site now, meet up with his teammates as Logic helps open up that bomb site for them over on B, and they have it easy for the taking, and they get that bomb down as well. So now Kira and Flacco have to come back out here and have a big retake if they don't want to go down 2. Flacco goes in, though, gets taken down. Couldn't find Logic either. Spires gets both of those frags, and they kind of just went in kind of one by one there, out one at a time, and weren't really able to do too much with that, and that'll put Triforce 5 here at a 4-2 lead on the blacklist side.
Yeah, definitely Triforce 5 coming out very strong, and I'm actually surprised. All or Nothing is having a really hard time here on the Global Risk side, and we generally don't see teams struggling this much. But Triforce 5, I mean, they've got 3 players sitting on 7 or more frags just on the 7th round, so they're doing a lot of work on these entry frags.
Exotech has the bomb. Spires was able to get a little shot off onto them, onto whoever was playing on top of that A site there. It was Kira, and Babylon's going to have to hold off 3 guys coming onto them, but Dom finds that entry frag onto the site as well. So now it is just Aztec once again does take out Dom with a headshot from that AUG, but Spires peeking around the corner, able to find Nice headshot there as well, and now they are just rolling with it, Kyle. Triforce 5. 5-2 on the Blacklist side. I mean, this is going to be so tough. I mean, there's still 2 rounds left in the half, but if they continue to do what they are doing, I mean, it's going to be very tough for All or Nothing going into the second half.
Definitely 5-2. They've already secured winning the harder side, and that's going to be very demoralizing for All or Nothing, who most likely expected to win this half without a whole lot of issues. But at this point, they are down by 3. They really need to step up their game, or we may see a possible 2-0 sweep, as going into this, I believe it was Port was the pick of All or Nothing, so losing the map you pick is definitely not something you want to have to deal with this early on.
Oh, yes, that's... Oh, goodness, what a shot from Kira there. Gets a nice wallbang headshot onto Dom. That will make it 5-on-3 here for this round. Exotic, or Exotech, has the bomb. Wants to work into mid with Spires, who eats a nade terribly. As they're trying to play together in this mid here, but Spires has already taken a good bit of damage. They at least get it smoked up so they can get away. And we may be seeing the A push here very shortly, as Spires is now up into that connector. They'll kind of do this pinch setup here, as we'll just drop down for the surprise play out of it. Sees Truth up there, though Truth missed a shot. He only needed 1, finally getting him. And now that'll be 2-on-5, and I'm not necessarily sure how I feel about that. I mean, Spires just kind of went in by himself, and now his teammates are going to follow, though they don't have Spires to help them.
Yeah, definitely an interesting decision there to throw Spires out there. I thought they were going to use him to throw a fake for B, but I think he died just a little bit too quickly for that to happen, and now they're faced with a 2-on-5 situation, but definitely going to be a hard one to pull out. But still, being up 5-2, they've got to feel pretty confident.
Certainly is now. Kira and Logic both exchange their. Logic got 2, but just too many bodies out on the field, and at least now All or Nothing striking back with the round, making it 5-3, and that will lead us into the last round of our first half here, where certainly Triforce 5 has had an excellent showing so far on this Blacklist side.
Yeah, definitely Triforce 5. They've got 3 players sitting on 9 frags, so they've definitely been doing a lot of work. Dom especially has been getting quite a few picks here in mid and long A for his team.
As Babylon was doing a lot of work at the beginning of this game, but has just really made himself quiet throughout the latter half of this half here. Hasn't really been able to do too much for All or Nothing. And now they're struggling because of it, down 5-3. Could make it a little bit more even here if they could pick up this last round of the half. Would certainly help them going forward, but still, Triforce 5 has secured at least that win on the half, so B push should be coming in here shortly. They have 4 guys sitting inside of this B barn right now, and nades flying across the bomb site here, going in. Spires able to get that opening frag onto Flacco. Aztec will exchange out with him by taking down Logic, though Dom and Spires both able to pick up on a couple more here, and it's just Kira and Truth now just make that Truth, as he has got to try and take on 4 guys coming back into the bomb site to retake it, but that isn't going to happen. And